Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Asfaradi bin Muhammad Yusran from L66, and today I'm going to make a book review of one of my favorite book, which is Before the Coffee Gets Cold, written by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Without any further ado, let's jump into it. So in this video, I will be explaining to you guys the four main parts. First, the author, basically some of his background story. Second, the plot of the book, and warning, spoiler alert. Third, the vocabulary, which I found quite interesting and pretty cool to use it in my essay. And last but not least, the bibliography of the book. To tell you a little bit of info about the author, his name is Toshikazu Kawaguchi, born in 1971 in Osaka, Japan. He has produced, directed, and written for the theatrical group Sonic Snail. Some impressive facts about the author includes his play Before the Coffee Gets Cold won the grand prize at the Sugunami Drama Festival. This is his debut as an author. Before the Coffee Gets Cold has become an international bestseller and has been adapted for the screen in Japan. Next is the main theme of the book, which is what would you change if you could go back in time. So you can imagine that there's gonna be a science fiction story, more specifically time travel fiction. And let me tell you that this book also contains some tear-jerking moments, so readers out there, get ready with your tissues. Let me introduce to you guys some of the main characters in the story. Firstly, the woman in the dress. She doesn't have any name, but she does get called Ghost throughout the story, so that might as well be her name, I guess. Secondly is Shuichi Kamiya. He is a university student friend of Gotaro Chiba. He died in a car accident as well as his wife leaving his daughter an orphan. Up next is none other than Gotaro Chiba. He raised Shoichi's daughter after his death 22 years ago. Followed by Kazu Tokita, a waitress of this cafe that served the coffee during the ceremony that returns people to the past. Finally, Haruka. She is Shuichi's daughter raised by Gotaro alone. She is 23 years old and is soon getting married. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Let me tell you guys the rules of the cafe. The first rule: in order to return to the past, the customer have to sit in a particular seat and that seat alone. There's always the woman in the dress, aka the ghost, sitting in that chair. If the customer try to sit there by force, she will put a curse on you. The second rule: while back in the past, the customer must stay in the cafe and cannot move out from it. If the customer leave the cafe while in the past, you will be forcibly returned to the present. And finally, the third rule: there is a time limit. You need to drink the coffee before it gets cold in order to return to the present. There are a few more rules as well, but they are not as important, so you can catch on with them as you read these books. Now we'll dive into the plot of the book. The story in the book follows Gotaro, a man whose best friend died decades back. After his death, Gotaro raised the daughter, Haruka, he left behind but had never told her the truth, that he is not her biological father. 22 years ago, Gotaro was homeless and in need of an opportunity when by chance he ran into his old college friend Shuichi. Shuichi invited Gotaro for a chat in the cafe. After talking, Shuichi decided to give Gotaro an opportunity to work in his cafe, hoping to help him get back on his feet. But when Shuichi and his wife suddenly die, Gotaro takes control of the cafe and becomes a father to Shuichi's orphan daughter, Haruka. Gotaro is eager to travel backwards in time to thank him for the opportunity he provided, and to discuss about Haruka. Now that Haruka is getting married, she has no memory of her real dad, and doesn't even know that Gotaro isn't her father. Gotaro's guilt has reached breaking point, and he wants to record a message from his dead friend for her to watch on her wedding day. With a heavy heart, especially finding out he is dead, Shuichi agrees and they end up both recording a video for Haruka as her wedding present and share a message they never got to utter. "Haruka, listen, I have a preposition for you," he announced. Starting from today, he began pulling Gotaro in close by the shoulder. "Your father shall be me and Gotaro. Does that sound okay?" he he proposed straight into the camera. These two sentences are the most beautiful yet the most tragic moment in the story. These alone have made millions of readers to cry their hearts out as they can sympathize the love of the father for his daughter. Right, enough with the theory session, let's now look at the vocabulary. Here are the 3 words that I found quite captivating. First, boisterous, which means noisy, energetic, and cheerful. Second is worthwhile, which means worth the time, money, or effort spent, of value or importance. And the last one is prone, which can define as likely or liable to suffer from, do, or experience something unpleasant or regrettable. So, what is my honest opinion about the story? This story has all the makings of a real tearjerker, with Gotaro being a sweet and sensitive soul who only wants what he believed to be best for his adopted daughter. And despite having raised her well, he has never felt like he was ever what's best for her. The most lovely message at the end of Before the Coffee Gets Cold was that even if someone goes to the past or the future, nothing that they will do will change the present. It was a subtle message throughout the story, but only at the end did I actually understand it, and I have loved to ponder over it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Bibliography will be on the link if you're interested in the research that I use. Thank you all for watching, and wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.